Welcome back, everybody, to the Hot Dish Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan, and today with me I have the original guests, Brandon and Cody.
Hello.
I'm going to spill your beer.
Something. What are you talking about? I'm not drinking at 9:45 in the morning.
Oh my god, I didn't put that together. Brandon's like, getting the podcast set ready. Brandon's like, I'm going to go drink this.
No, he asked me if I was sad, and I said no as I popped this beer.
So we are back after 3 years. The first episode of the podcast came out when, Brandon?
I just looked it up. March 3rd, 2020. Or not, whoa. It's come back. March 3rd, 2019.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're old.
Well.
Were we still in the Northwick? I was still in the Northwick group.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
I had already graduated.
You graduated, and now you're stuck with me.
Yeah, I had to wait to be friends with you till after college because I didn't want people to see you with me and then lose respect for me.
Yeah.
So we had to...
But you're really losing your credibility now.
Which is really sad because in a couple years we can't be friends with Cody because he's gonna be 30.
Yeah.
We can't be friends with 30-year-olds. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, until we're 30, and then that's okay.
After we're 30.
Yeah, I still got 2 years. Okay.
We could do a lot of fun things in those 2 years, guys.
Yeah. Look, it's been 3 years since we started this, so...
Yeah, it's been a long time. The reason we stopped doing the podcast was because
COVID.
Yeah, COVID.
That was the main reason.
I was moving. We did one episode here.
Yeah.
You and I did.
Yeah.
We did one episode here.
And I looked disgusting.
You look disgusting. I don't remember what
I looked at the
like.
thumbnail. I that was when I was going, doing the whole COVID thing where I was like, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to let my hair grow. And yeah, it looked tough.
You look tough, is that what you said?
Yeah, it looked rough. I still
What has happened in 3 years?
Sadness.
Just
kidding.
Yeah, I think we did the podcast before my appendix ruptured, right? The last one with you and I.
Yeah, because you were here, and then that's also probably why we stopped doing it because you had thousands of medical issues.
I was in the hospital with my appendix, which we could talk about in another episode. But I was in the hospital for 2 surgeries. My appendix ruptured and exploded. And then I was laid off for 9 months. Like most of the world was laid off for 9 months.
Yeah.
What else is new? Brandon, you're still in school.
I work at a school, yes. But I've slowly progressed to the top. I'm not the principal. I'm a teacher. I'm a classroom teacher now.
But you're looking at going back to school?
Yes, I am. I'm looking to getting my master's degree in... Yeah, the dog is itching itself over there. I'm looking to get my master's degree in political science. Or politics.
When are you going to do this?
ASAP.
Really?
As soon as I figure out stuff.
Cody?
Come back and be like a mayor or something?
No, I want to be a professor.
Oh, okay.
Close enough.
I kind of wish you were going to be a mayor, though.
And Cody's like, I'd vote for you. I listen to you talk all day. But maybe. Who knows?
So since the last we did one episode here. We did a couple episodes at your old place. You have since then moved out of that place. And you also
My
got a
townhouse?
house. Yeah.
Yeah, we did do an episode of Townhouse, didn't we? Forgot about that. Yeah, but that flooded, so we had to move. The day after Renee's birthday, woke up to a Florida townhouse, and then, right also in the middle of a COVID shutdown. So we just stacks on stacks of oh, this is a problem.
Yeah.
But worked out. Now we have a house. I have my own office.
Yeah. So we both got a house. I got married.
I married them.
Married us. Cody's engaged. No comment.
Yes. Well.
It was funny because Cody messaged me. He just happened to do everything that I was doing. Not everything, but a lot of things. One of the small ones was I got kayaks. He got a kayak. I bought a house. You shortly after bought a house, and then I think I proposed, and not too long ago, then you proposed to Renee.
The only thing he
Yeah,
didn't get
so-
was the
Medical
burst
issue?
of medical issues.
Those are coming up.
Yeah, no, I had been wanting kayaks for like 3 years, but I was broke as hell and couldn't afford them. And then I finally like was like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy kayaks. And then like I had been planning to propose to Renee for like a year.
Oh, I know.
And then
I'm
I
just-
said,
You can message me like, don't think I'm trying to just copy everything you do. I've been planning this for a while.
That's all Cody does. He's like, oh, that's a good idea. Writes it down. It's like our D&D campaign. Oh, that's a good idea. Write that down.
We started playing D&D. That's something new.
Which has been posted on the YouTube channel.
Except for the last 2 sessions.
Yeah, because we haven't really been recording those.
But I might go back to doing audio because it's a lot easier if I just have like a mic
Mm.
and just record that maybe. Cause
Oh, yeah.
do whatever.
Yeah.
And then I just forgot to figure out how to upload that to audio podcast places because I have no idea how to do that.
Oh, well.
Cloud.
Yeah, you need like on like Google Play and Spotify.
You can put it on Spotify, can't you?
need like a website, like an RSTP or something like that. I don't know how. I can't remember what it's called. I should just look it up. There's an easier way you can do it, and I should really just look it up and do that.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been doing that for once a month for almost a year now too.
Man, my conception of time has just been...
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I'm doing a musical, and I'm talking with the director, and she's like, yeah, 2020 just feels like a year that did not exist.
Oh yeah.
Like, it just wasn't there.
Even 21 too.
Yeah, 2021 was really confusing. I don't think I fully grasped that I was in 2021 until, like, August, September, around that time. I was like, oh, hey, it's 2021. Would you look at that?
Yeah, same. Yeah, the last 2-3 years were just kind of a blur. But
Yeah.
But yet so much has happened,
Yeah.
but it felt like a blur.
World War III's going on. Timestamp.
Don't get topical.
Timestamp-
Just kidding.
Timestamp this video. We're in the future. It's like, oh, that's when that happened. Got it.
It's not World War III. We're not actually fighting.
Yet.
I don't think we will, honestly. I think that, I don't think, it doesn't seem like Russia's doing so hot anyway.
I
I-
did
So
see.
with all the sanctions and everything,
I-
just kinda
yeah.
feel like,
I think it would be very stupid for us to get more involved.
I don't want to say it's under or it's
Not that I'm an expert or anything, and I know a bunch of people who are going to be like, oh, look at these people, they're going to be experts. I don't. I have some clout. I took international relations.
Man's got clout. You said.
Some.
What was I saying? Oh, with like some of this crazy stuff that they've been now that the last time we had like a major war, obviously Afghanistan, but everyone's on social media now, and so you can everything this whole war has been online. You can see everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I showed you guys a video of like a tank running over a car.
Mhm.
Like that's horrifying in reality.
It drifted and ran over the car.
Yeah, it swerved to hit the car.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all online. You can see it online whenever you want.
Mhm.
And so it's such crazy that what we're living in to see this. Like they posted.
War is even more televised than ever.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
so like we even saw in video in Ukraine they post on like national news there how to make Molotov cocktails.
Oh yeah, broadcasting it over the radio.
Yeah,
Brewery shutting down to
I
make
s-
Molotov
I
cocktails.
saw like it looked like a family gathering event. Like we're getting together to harvest the garden. Nope, we're making
No, we're making glass
Which is
bottles.
Crazy, because like they showed like them breaking apart styrofoam to
Mhm.
put styrofoam in there, so when it burns, it sticks.
Mhm.
Like that's horrifying.
Mhm.
I was like, holy shit! And there's little kids just like just pushing styrofoam in the cup in this little glass bottle. I was like, oh my god, that's actually kind of like crazy that we're that part right now.
Well, I mean that's 21st century.
Yeah, and yeah, it's crazy with everything else that's going on.
Excuse me, but yeah. As for us getting involved, I don't think so. We'd be stupid to. Nobody calls for nuclear war, please.
honestly. There's no reason for it either. I mean, like, not saying that, like, the violence in Ukraine isn't justifiably something to, stand up against, but I just think, like, in modern times between superpowers, war is not physical. It's very much, economic or, so and I feel like we're already doing that,
Mhm.
and all of, NATO basically is, so.
We have other means to do things.
Yeah,
which
they'll go broke before they, you know. But I guess I don't know. I guess that is confusing too, because like, does that cause them to be like more desperate then? If Russia as a country is poor, are they going to be more?
well, from what my understanding, there are some people in Russia hitting that war drum of like, well, if we're going down, let's just take everybody down with us. But those are like some extreme nationalists, so I don't know if that'll be like the exact thing, but.
And I wonder too, because I mean, like, you know, you see like you were saying, Jordan, about like seeing like war more televised now than really ever before. But I've seen a lot of people like interviewed in Russia and stuff talking about like, you know, because they're just fed like all kinds of propaganda on why this is good for Russia to do this and why it's actually NATO's fault and stuff like that. And you know, so but like going back to like you saying like about like, you know, besides Desert Storm, I wonder if that kind of happened here too, you know. I mean, definitely it did to some degree.
Yes, and it's even, I'd say it's even happening right now, in terms of some, you know, some things. I don't think people can be. We're not immune to the propaganda machines, so to say. Although it's a little bit different here in the United States than it is in Russia, you know.
Yeah.
Where Russia, it's more owned by people who work closely with the government, and it's more government sponsored. Here, it's more business interest.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, which could be one and the same, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
That would be going way off track. And Jordan's like, please don't make this political. He's looking at me like, motherfucker, do not make this political.
Anyway,
like,
so the downfall of capitalism.
just as Marx predicted. Back in the day.
Because it was the Brandon podcast now.
You know, and that's, you know.
You were just yelling at me before. Hold on, time out, Cody. He was just yelling at me before. Bring the topics, bro. Bring the topics. What are you doing? And he's like, this becomes the Brandon podcast like it's a dumb thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, Cody.
No, I was just gonna say, like all things, you know, I'm just a mid-20s, well, late 20s, I guess.
I'm just a
You know,
kid,
has his
and
own opinions and I don't, you know, I haven't studied these things extensively. These are just like my objective thoughts of what I have seen. So
I'm just a kid, and life is a nightmare. To quote Simple Plan.
yeah.
I heard where you're going at first. I was like he's gonna reference that song. I knew you were gonna.
Also, I'm sorry I can't be perfect, Jordan. To reference Simple Plan once more.
You can't be perfect. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Man, we're running the gambit today.
Yeah.
So
besides depressing things between, you know, the world shutting down, Jordan almost dying, wars in other countries, and threats, we could talk about some positive things too.
Economy shit.
Yeah.
It depends on who you ask. Okay, not again. Brandon, back it up. Back it up.
The middle class.
Yeah. The wealth gap between things is. Well, yeah. So like I said earlier, positive things. If we want to talk about positive things, I teach kids now. Not that I wasn't teaching kids before, but like I'm in charge of what they learn, so that's scary, but also positive.
But you teach how many kids?
I teach 10, but I teach 2 different grades, so I have to juggle.
Is 10 total?
10 total.
So like 5
but
and
2
5?
different grades. What?
Like 5 and 5 or
6
what?
and 4.
Yeah. So it's not like you're.
But I have to teach 2 different grades, so I work with 2 different curriculums. So I work with one grade's curriculum and another grade's curriculum, and I have to do that in the same amount of time that people who work with one grade get. So
well, are you I was gonna say, what are you teaching them? Like a topic, or you just the overall teacher?
I'm the overall teacher.
It's
so
not like public school where they had multiple teachers.
No, I teach math, science, language arts, social studies. Mm-hmm.
No, I thought you just taught like social studies and stuff.
Did you go to a public school?
Yes.
Yeah, Brent and I went to private Catholic schools.
Catholic schools,
And
yeah.
as one teacher, other than the gym teacher, or I had a music teacher.
Well, they would come from the public school.
Yeah, but like those are. This wouldn't be the same teacher teaching you.
No.
Everything. Other than literally all your topics: math, English, science, religion. Woo. Wasted
Are we going there too?
6
today?
years of my life.
Cody's like, we're running the gamut today.
Fashionable.
But yeah, I had to teach that too. So I teach a lot of subjects. So like before I left work yesterday, I created my entire plan for the week, and I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna go at this and see if it works out. So yeah, I'm just like, this is fun.
Have you ever had? Well, I guess you've only been doing it for a week.
Yeah.
Maybe you like had the moment where like, holy shit, I taught them the wrong thing, type of thing. Like do you use because I appreciate teachers that when the overall class does bad, you're like, I did not teach you right, type of thing.
I have already noticed that with like one student. I'm like, I looked at a paper that they did, and I was like, I did not go through this with you because you were gone.
Alexander the Great smells nice.
Okay, I mean, to be fair, so for context, 2 weeks ago was a 3-day week for us because it was President's Day, and then we had that Friday off for whatever reason. And so instead of doing the actual language arts curriculum, I had them write papers. Like they were like 4 paragraphs, 4 sentences each, very basic, very minimum. These are 3rd and 4th graders. Okay, they're not
more than I could do.
They're not going to be amazing. So I let them do research and stuff. And this one kid had Alexander the Great, and I read their paper. And for one of the fun facts that they had, it said he smelled nice. And I was like, dude, maybe we find a different one.
You're not a kid, that's a time traveler, Brandon.
I was like, how do you know he smelled nice? And the kid went, well, that's just what it said online. I was like, all right, let's find something else other than that. So
I also almost guarantee that he did not smell nice.
Oh, come on. You can't be called, the Great and not smell nice. But I don't call you
okay, if we're gonna have this debate, I bet you he did. He was the emperor of a large empire. I'm sure he had plenty of perfumes that he could smother himself with, and he smelled probably wonderful.
I guess I was under the impression that like perfumes and cologne was like a modern thing. Is that not true?
No, perfumes were around.
And stuff, they
Probably
were.
more
No,
organic,
perfumey stuff. Yeah.
Mint leaves and shit like that. Like, you smell like garbage. Here's a leaf.
Yeah, they probably had more organic things, but yeah, there were perfumey stuff back then.
I need a 4-paragraph paper from you next time about if Alexander the Great smelled nice.
Yeah, can you get on that?
Yeah.
Can you get on that?
I'm on it.
Also, while writing our D&D story, making our world, but we gotta make sure that we make the world, not you.
No, I'm waiting for him to come to the next D&D session, and he starts reading his notes, and it's just that stuff about Alexander the Great smelling nice.
Oh shit!
He's like, oh, wrong notes. Damn it.
Oh fuck! I wrote the wrong ones down. No.
You have the smell monster. Oh no.
We've been playing Dungeons and Dragons on a monthly basis here. In a world that Cody made. You made that a long time ago, right?
Yeah, probably like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
It's really well thought out. I do like it.
Yeah, and he just keeps adding more stuff as we just go along, and I really appreciate the hard work Cody goes into it, because we just come and be like, yeah, we're gonna fucking kill that
thing. Jordan's character just swings at everything he sees, and I'm like, can we just talk it out?
Hey, Brandon saved us. Brandon's character Phil saved us from that banshee because we had to make a save. Really, pretty much roll a dice to a certain height. Or it's just the furnace. You just make sure you when you roll your dice, it gets to above a certain number. My character failed, and I dropped to 0 hit points. And you somehow managed to just like talk her out of it, which was crazy. I always thought what Phil did with the coins, I had no idea. That was awesome.
Oh, what I did with the coins?
What Phil Leaf did when he threw the coins off the boat?
Oh yeah, no. Was not expecting that. I thought they would actually
plan,
take it.
Or did you just like, oh, these guys are fucking up. We better fix this real quick.
What? Sorry, you keep cutting out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can hear Brandon clearly, but
He's-
you keep cutting out.
So Jordan was talking about the coin thing where
Leaf kicked the coin off the boat?
Leaf threw the coins off the boat. Was that planned, or did you?
I just didn't hear the question. Oh, sorry.
Oh, so was that planned, or was that like? Did you just come up with that on the spot, as like to save us?
I don't want to break the fourth wall or anything, but no, I didn't. Like, I just wanted you guys. Like, it's hard because as a DM too, like sometimes it's like I might be like I have something written down. I'm like these are the possibilities of them getting out of this situation. They can either fight them. If they choose to fight them, this is what I need to go down. So I'm basically like writing a choose your own adventure book and hoping you guys pick one of the scenarios I made up. And if you don't, then I just have to kind of like give it to you, and I usually just let you guys write that part of the story. So like in that situation, I didn't like. Basically, all I had for that was like either like Leaf did, where he was gonna like turn and just like start fighting it because he was like, get this thing away from me, or it was gonna be that you guys like try to communicate with them and like get like safe passage or whatever. And
go ahead.
I was gonna say, and if you chose to fight the ghosts, because I kind of like gave Leaf like one chance to like hit him, and then I was gonna kind of give you all a chance to just like react and try and get out of it, and then combat would have engaged. But then like since you guys kind of like were negotiating your way out of that, that's when the Banshee comes in. So if you would have chose to fight them, the Banshee probably never would have showed up. But then like since you chose to fight them, the Banshee shows up, or chose not to fight them, Banshee shows up. But
and then I talked my way out of the Banshee, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I was really concerned because the Banshee is actually like really hard. He's either invulnerable or takes like half damage.
Yeah, it's half damage.
So, like, Leaf and I are fucked, and if you use a sword, you're fucked. Magic does damage unless it says resistant. But yeah, it was like, holy shit. Even if you got me up to like some health, I'd be like maybe max of 8 health. I thought we were SOL. I was like, oh shit.
Good thing I talked our way out of it then, huh?
Leaf just starts fucking swinging at things. Like, what are you doing? No.
I know. It's like, why are you swinging?
Which I was gonna do against the ghosts, but then it was like, the ghosts aren't it. That's not the main boss. There's gonna be some other shit that Cody's gonna throw at us.
Which, by the way, 3 ghosts would have been a huge issue for you guys because they can possess you. So it was really likely that Abar would end up becoming the.
I would have loved that.
I saved us.
I would have loved that.
I saved us.
Cody, I will let you know.
Screwed either way.
I will let you know now. If you want to make a monster that possesses Abar, I will fully roleplay into the thing and just tack the fuck out of everybody.
Produce a shoulder musket, fucking whoosh. Abar's disintegrated.
I would love.
Did you watch that TikTok that I sent in the D&D group chat, Cody?
Yeah, I did. That was funny.
I'm like, that'll be me.
Anti-tank. Oh my god, it's an anti-tank. Kaboom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to look into the multi-class thing because I've seen a couple different forums on how to do like the Warlock Bard situation because technically Warlocks have access to pact magic, whereas like Bards have innate spellcasting from their like charisma.
Yeah.
So like they both use charisma stats, but like the thing about Warlocks is you only get 2 spell slots, but it always casts at the highest level spell. So like, you know, so like if you cast Fireball or whatever, say it does like 1d10 damage at level 5, but it'll do like 2d10 at level 7 or something. So you'd always be casting, as long as you're high enough to access that level, you're always casting the most powerful without losing like a level 2 spell slot.
Which it might do that on D&D Beyond for him. Like it might know
That's true.
that. But you just have to like, I don't know.
Well, when I go to my levels, I can click. I have like 4 level 1s and 2 level 2s right now.
As a bard.
Yeah,
and you'll get theoretically more, but we have to figure out what it'll cast at because they're like, say, what's the spell you have that does damage? Shatter. What say, right? You have Shatter.
Yeah, Shatter.
So say Shatter is a wizard spell, warlock spell, and a bard spell. Where do you cast it at? To where you spell slot you technically use? Because you have Shatter as a bard, but you might be able to cast it as a warlock. But we don't.
But at a higher level.
Yeah, we don't want you to cast like which it might do on D&D Beyond. I'm guessing it already does.
Okay.
I just have to look at your screen.
Yeah,
maybe,
we'll
we'll
look at that later.
Because I bet you, my guess
Not
is
when
like,
Cody's here, so he can't see my screen.
Yeah, you cheater.
But he and I talked about.
I'm gonna look at it anyway. But...
I know. Yeah, but he and I talked about who my potential patron is, and I'll tell you about that later.
Nice. It's Brisbane, isn't it?
No, it's not Brisbane. Unless that's who Brisbane is. No, okay. He's like, no, maybe now I need to. Cody's like, that might actually work.
Write that down.
And now he's very silent.
Yeah, it's I mean, this definitely part of like the fun of being DM too is just like when you guys do come up with like interesting things that I didn't think about, and sometimes it's not like sometimes I might have something planned, but it's just like giving like the players the satisfaction of being like I fucking knew it, you know what I mean? Sometimes, and like, but that's what's hard about this conversation because I feel like now I'm like breaking the fourth wall, and like every time something happens, you're like, did I do this? Like,
did I create this? Did I create this?
I do like that we talked with Cody about D&D stuff all the time, and it's nice that we have the conversations of like where we're going, and we kind of time jump a little bit when we're traveling and stuff like that, because we only get to play once a month for like
we play for about 4 hours, 5 hours,
5 to 6 hours, and so. We get a time jump a lot, so we don't get a role play a lot. This last session and the end of the session before this was a lot of fun because we're just like talking about like moral choices about whether we should what we should do because Brandon and I have been playing since the beginning. Our characters have been playing since the beginning. Austin has now joined us, and his character just jumped in. His character's faith is in the guy we thought was bad, and so we're like. Well, fuck. Do we just like kill him, or do we just like go on with our lives, or? And
we've been purposely leaving him uninformed. He's like, "Who's this person?" We'll tell you about it later. Never tell him.
And then we continue like interrogating him, which is great.
We ask him all the information. We don't give him any. Yeah. But then this last time we did give him a lot of information because.
Which was huge.
Because Cody trapped us into a corner.
Goddamn you. It was like. My thought is, if you haven't seen the show, and we have done the last 2 episodes, so anybody's gonna be lost. My thought is that Amon is trying to get rid of Edmund because he works for
a dragon.
A dragon. Is my thought.
Because the dragons want the person that we've been trying to help dead. Because
they're the only people that can like stop them.
Because he's a god. Basically.
Yeah.
Let's dumb it down for people. What?
Don't yell our butts. Don't tell Leaf nothing. That's Austin said that.
What?
I should put the Twitch chat up.
Jordan, cut out again. What did Austin say?
Oh, he said yell our butts. Don't tell Leaf nothing.
True. Well, here's just a little thought for you. Last time, in the last session that we didn't have filmed or anything, so just if people have been like watching it all, but Abar was visited by Amon in his sleep because of the crystal that you took from that cave. He's just been able to like channel himself through it. But now you threw one of those crystals. Well, Phil threw one of those crystals out into the ocean.
I should not pull the other one.
And then Leaf is now in possession of one of those crystals. And I wonder if Leaf is not more impressionable than Abar is to Amon's influence. Oh. So what if Amon goes into Leaf's dreams and tells him what's going on?
So
will this cause a fight between the players?
We told you about this, but
I'm sorry, Austin. I will drop you if I need to.
Leaf, you're fucked. We thought that like when that dream happened and you said something's in your pocket, I thought it was I thought Dewey was gonna be in there.
Oh no, I thought it was the gauntlet.
I thought my gauntlet Shiny was gonna be in there, and then I also thought that like that something got planted on me. And then there was those chaos crystals I picked out, or whatever they called them.
I actually forgot.
Chaotic crystals. I did too. I had no idea. I totally blanked out. And then you're like,
I was like,
after you said red glowing, I was like, oh my fucking god, that motherfucker.
Yeah. I mean, which makes sense.
You
may have a bunch of Stevens, Austin.
Leaf You close your ears right now. Should we steal that red crystal back from Leaf?
We don't know it. We don't know he has it though.
But we know it's on the ship. In theory, we don't.
Oh yeah, in theory, we could probably look for it.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could look for it, but yeah, I mean, for your characters, he threw the crystal against the back behind him, and then you guys were being attacked by ghosts.
Yeah, that was at that part.
Throughout all the chaos,
Touch Leaf.
it's possible that it just got knocked off. I don't know. I mean, you guys also got up the boat and everything since then. You can, yeah. I'm saying yes, you could look, but I'm just saying
you don't know where it is.
I say.
You have no idea.
Okay, this is just a little metagaming, but I say we don't do anything until or Amon does something to us again, as if he knows where we are.
You know he's gonna go on the Leaf streams, and Leaf's not.
So
gonna
no,
shit.
now you're bringing it up. Now you're bringing it
He
up.
already said it though. He already said it. He said that Leaf is more impressionable than
I
Amor.
know.
Because Amor is fucking stupid.
I just said I wonder if.
Texas Austin right now, like, hey, I'm gonna fuck up. I'm gonna go to your dreams. Be cool about it.
Well, Leaf might be feeling. I mean, you guys can talk to him about it. It feels weird to talk about him when he's not here because he's his own character. But,
I mean, he's right here. He's yelling at us in the chat.
I would imagine that Leaf probably feels really contradicted right now, or he just feels like not contradicted, but conflicted. That's what
Yes.
I'm looking for.
Mhm.
Because if Amon wants this guy dead, and Amon is basically the savior of his town, then then he's like, okay, but I also met this guy and he's harmless, and I haven't seen Amon in forever, so maybe he is evil now, or aligned himself with something he shouldn't have.
No, actually,
So it's just an interesting situation for him to be in.
He's the more moral. Well, we kind of have a moral conundrum too, but ours is a little bit more. I feel like ours is a little bit more black and white compared to Austin's.
Well, it's black and white from our perspective
Yes.
because we only see him do bad to us.
Yeah, we've only seen Amon do bad to us, whereas Edmund hasn't done anything bad to us.
Yeah, yeah.
And from our understanding, Edmund hasn't necessarily done bad,
He also hasn't done much good either.
but he hasn't done anything to help the good. Yeah.
Lightning.
But I just mean with the whole Elderkin thing of how the world works. They created the world, awesome. They didn't do anything to
But maybe there's a reason why.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe there's a higher power above them we don't know about.
Maybe.
Or maybe they all have narcolepsy and they just fall asleep.
They didn't actually die. They're all just asleep.
He's just looking to they're looking for that 5-hour energy so they can stay awake a little longer.
They sent him out on errands and he got lost.
Yeah.
They're all kind of dopey. They just accidentally made the world, and they were like, "We're too dumb to take."
Yeah.
This.
Well, that being said, the whole Elderkin being the most powerful in creating everything. There's a book I'm listening to. Literally, it's just it's space book. This elder, they're called elders, and they created wormholes and helped make the universe and blah 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 blah. But all of a sudden they disappeared. But they left a bunch of the technology around, and so other creatures, aliens, are now finding this technology and learning about it.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't know where the elders went until they found out that the elders created this pretty much a sphere around the universe, the bigger universe, to protect from stuff coming in.
From the other universes.
Yeah, just there's stuff that's worse than or bigger than the gods, you know? So that's where where there could be something where they were getting stopped or they were too busy fighting something else than helping fight the dragons or something like that. Small potatoes versus, whatever is going on over here.
True.
So that's
kind of like that. I saw a comic strip that someone had did. It was a religious one, but it was a guy with an arrow in his arm, and he's like, "God, why did you let this happen to me?" And the camera zooms out, and God has 1,000,000 arrows in his back, and he's like, "Sorry, I just missed one," that kind of a thing. So, yeah, that's an interesting theory.
Yeah, because now Cody's gonna be like, "Oh, by the way, in a year or so from now, when we finish the campaign or whatever, Cody's gonna zoom out from our map, and this could be a bigger map." And just be like,
yeah.
"Oh yeah, here's the rest of the world, by the way. Here's the other side of the Earth."
Just
Dark side.
When do we get to go to other dimensions?
Can we time travel?
Yes, there is. Well, there could
No,
that would be kind of interesting. Huh?
Nothing.
I want you keep talking. I want to grab something for you. I think you've seen it though before.
Me?
Yeah, you do. Just keep talking.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. We can time travel and. Well, no, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do think that time travel and stuff would be interesting, and especially since we've done like one shots in the same world, like, it'd be kind of cool if some of that got tied in at some point. Like, I think that could be interesting.
So here is the planes and dimensions of D&D. See, we're here in the material plane, and so there's the Shadowfell, there's Feywild, which we're in technically, right? In Ageless. But time is time is really weird here. In the Feywild, I've seen other campaigns. They usually like teleport there or use a summoning circle and going there. Time either travels faster or slower there.
Oh.
And so we could come out and like
It could be.
like
It could be 5 minutes.
Yeah, it would be 5 minutes, and we're like, wait a minute, I threw that. You see the rock you threw?
Yeah.
And you come back, you see
It's
it
still
land.
yeah.
Like that could happen.
Yeah, and you were in there for like days. Yep.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of stuff in here, which is where we could all go. So that's for us to find out. Woohoo!
The 9 hells.
So
Yeah, the Nine Hells is interesting too.
So we're in the middle here.
Do you get that, Austin? Better study that. Better have that memorized.
Yeah, we have a test coming next time.
Only for Leaf, though.
Pop quiz.
Pop quiz. Who's Savette?
You haven't told me anything.
We did tell him something this last time.
Yes. We should also figure out.
What?
We also need to figure out, like I said, small potatoes, the blood coven, and shit like that.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Why? Do you have an idea?
Yeah, I know. I have a feeling.
Cody,
I know.
mute yourself.
What? I want to know your idea.
Okay. Well. Okay. I guess my theory is, hold on. So okay.
Do you want me to tell you my theory?
You go ahead and tell your theory.
I don't think Amon and the Blood Coven go together. There's slight connections there. You know, the right hand of Titan hunting monsters. Their monsters are magical, and the Blood Coven killing magical creatures. But Amon is magical, so that wouldn't make sense for him to match. That's my theory.
Oh, you want to know my theory?
What's your theory?
My theory is
It's Edmund.
no. My theory is the Emperor's a dragon.
Oh yeah, I
Amon is his like.
Cody's smirking over there.
warlock.
You son of a bitch.
Okay, hold on. And the Blood Coven was sent by the Emperor to get Amon back. In part, but also they're like the arm that specifically takes care of because the dragons want to take over the world, right? The Blood Coven is the arm that is specifically designed to get rid of magical creatures. Whereas the right
the dragons, is what you're saying?
What?
To contest the dragons?
No, they work with the dragons. They're the dragons' army that takes care of the magical creatures.
That's what I'm saying. They stop the magical creatures to contest the dragons, is what you're saying.
No, they work with the dragon.
They're stopping the magical creatures.
Yes,
that's what I'm
yes.
From them contesting. Yes.
Yes, they're there to stop the magical creatures.
I don't...
Whereas, like, the right hand of Titan might have been, like, the original, or, like, maybe not, like, the original, but, like...
Alright, DM. Is it peaceful on Serdio, where the Emperor is considered?
Yeah, it's like... I mean, there's just like any country, there's parts that are less so.
Sure.
But, like, yeah, it's, for the most part, I mean, it's, like... It is, like, the capital of the world, essentially. Like, it's, like... This is, like, where, like, the new era began. You know, Emperor Dole, like, you know, created the different nations and was able to, like, bring peace about the world and everything. So it is kind of like the hub.
When he says Dole, do you think of, like, Dole Plantation?
Yes, I do.
Every time?
I do. I think of Dole bananas and pineapples.
Dole bananas.
Yeah, pineapples. No, absolutely. But no. So I think the Blood Coven is the arm that takes care of
I think it's just a random call because they weren't trying to bring Amon back.
All right, how do you know that?
How
do you know that? They just have what? They just happened to be in this place that had all these chaos crystals, and then the portal was right there. And no, because remember, wasn't the guy giddy about dying?
The portal
when the portal opened, was it not?
They could have messed up the portal because the portal they opened for the demon to come, the Boogaloo, was different looking than the portal that Amon came through. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe, and they could have just messed up, and they'd be like, "Oh, we fucked up." We did the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Because what did Dewey do? What did Dewey bring to the summoning circle?
The Minotaur's head.
Are you asking me to remind you?
Can I roll for history?
I think it's the Minotaur's head, right?
Yeah, you got to. Where's your dice, dude?
It's one of my bag. Right there.
Ah, shit. I want to say it was the Minotaur's head. You can tell me Jordan's not paying attention.
It took a chunk of the Bulazoo.
It was 7.
Minotaur... 7? You don't know shit. Plug your ears.
Hold on. I rolled a 15.
Yeah, we can share, but we gotta go in the other room.
Turns off the podcast.
But I think, if my memory is serving me correctly, the Minotaur was sacrificed to open the portal that summoned the Bulazoo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then the Minotaur was sucked through the portal and everything, and then like the guy who summoned him was sucked through the portal too, and then the Bulazoo came out. You guys killed the Bulazoo, and Dewey was rummaging around in like the main guy's tent.
Yeah.
And you didn't know exactly what he had in his mouth or whatever, but then he went and chewed some of the Bulazoo off, and then like used that as like a.
Fuck! I can write a note down. Abar's gonna interrogate Dewey again.
No, so I definitely. So I'm thinking like the Blood Coven was trying to summon him. They just didn't realize that the Bulazoo was going to be so bad, or whatever happened to them because they all simultaneously combusted, right?
You slept like 2 of them.
Yeah.
We were in the process of fighting another one.
Yeah.
Abar got fucking holded spell, paralyzed. Dude,
yep.
Pissed off. And then hell broke loose, and they got sucked to the portal.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish Savet would have ran in there. That was so
into the portal.
Yeah. Because the Cody would have we didn't end the session there. Like Cody's like, well, fucking great. Now I gotta come up with a freaking the hell campaign.
I actually when Matthew said he wanted to do that, I was like nervous because I was like. Because I did have to change it to the Abyss. Originally I said Hell, but like after learning more about the planes of existence, it's the Abyss that all of this exists in. So I was like, okay, it's the Abyss. But I got nervous because like you guys were only level 2 at the time.
Yeah.
And if you were to enter the Abyss, you all would have died. Like there's nothing in the Abyss that except for like abyssal chickens.
Dude, I love abyssal chickens. Those are my favorite. Dark meat, dude. They're all dark meat.
Have you ever seen what they look like? They're creepy. They're creepy. You should Google it sometime.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Oh shoot.
They're gross.
Okay. Anyway.
Well, but yeah, so if I would have had to like write that part of the story, then it's like I have to figure out.
Oh my god, it looks like a nutsack.
A docile area for him to go into.
You could have figured something out. You're smart, Cody.
Ugh. That's disgusting.
I think, because I'm part of a few different like D&D like forums, and I sometimes if I'm like feeling like some sort of block, I'll be like, here's what I'm thinking, does this make sense? And then people will like critique it or say like, oh, that works great, like don't worry about it, or you're overthinking it, or so it's kind of like a nice little confidence boost. But I asked about that specific situation, and they're like, honestly, if your player wants to go to the Abyss at level 2, you should just kill them. And I was like, I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that was changed.
Avoided.
I'll say for something like that, in case that ever happens again, you could just like Amon walk through the portal and then it closed behind them, type thing.
Well, when Amon came out, the portal did close. Yeah. Because the Bulazoo.
Or then the Bulazoo came out. You can say it closed.
Which I did, because once you guys started fighting it, I said that the portal closed.
Got it. Yeah, just to keep that in mind in case we do something stupid like that again. Who's like,
I'm
oh
not
shit,
gonna just kill you. Yeah.
I forgot to say that the portal closed. He's in the other dimension.
Yeah.
You didn't die.
He got spit back out. They said, "Ooh, yuck, gross." Spit him back out.
Yeah, it's interesting, but I mean I like it too because I mean I appreciate you guys saying like I can write well and stuff, but it's just it's nice sometimes when it's like you guys do make those decisions because it forces me to like figure out the next steps without having to like sit and be like, I don't know, where should they go next? Like I don't know what to do. Like usually you guys are the ones who are like, I think we should do this, and then it makes it easier for me because like the motive is there already.
Yeah, now we have like, go get this thing, but once you get that thing, you get to go get this thing, and that's
fetch quests.
Yeah. Great. Now we're just playing fucking.
I can't wait to find out what the spell does. You the spell identify? Let me figure out what that skull is.
Maybe I do.
I was looking at the Bard spell list, and you have Fairy Fire, which is like a really good combat spell for you. So basically, you can like point at a creature that you can. I don't even think you have to see it. You just have to know it's there.
Yeah,
for sure. But you basically outline. They basically become outlined in this like fluorescent color, and it gives everybody advantage attacking them, and you all get advantage on like saving throws.
Like it's kind of like
should have used that on the Lizard King.
Yeah, or like it helps for like targets that are invisible, so because like you cast it on like an invisible person, they have to roll for the DC. If they fail, then they just get like think of it like getting stuck with like styrofoam. That just
flows.
So they're just like, well, fuck, I'm not invisible anymore. Get it!
Oh shit.
But it's a good. I think it's either a level 1 spell or it's a cantrip, and I don't remember for sure. But that's something to think about too. Like just for Bard spells wise, it's very much like battle control. So it's like just making sure giving everyone advantage and like buffing and debuffing.
Saving yourself.
That's like huge key. But now
I can play the support.
Be a warlock, you know.
Yeah, see, I can play the support part.
The hard part is like trying to defend myself because I don't really have anything to defend myself with.
That makes sense.
I mean, other than my sword, but like
my sword.
But I've been failing at those, so yeah. So that's why I'm gonna get weapons, like guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all need guns.
Struggling with a monster? Shoot it in the face.
Yeah. Ow! What was that?
Can you make yeah, like an ad like that?
Got trouble with weapons? Call us, the monster.
Fandid.
It actually would be kind of a fun design.
I fucked that up. You know what I meant. Everybody knew what I meant. Everybody who's listening knew what I was trying to say. I was trying to say you got trouble with monsters.
Well,
Hire us.
I have your poster I made. Or did I give that to you?
You gave it to me.
You have the poster?
Yeah, I haven't had time to get a frame though.
You're gonna frame it?
Yeah, why not?
That was funny. It was like, cause you were gone that day.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. So we just said you did a show, and then so I was like, I'm gonna make Brandon a poster.
Yeah. I told you not to put and ladies, but there was.
Hey, someone's got work to angle for you.
For me. Oh boy.
It's been a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I really look forward to it. I told this to Cody. In life, it's kind of dull and boring. It's good to set goals or events, so you can look forward to those. Because like the week of the D&D, the time flies. It goes by so fast that entire week because you just look forward to it. In my opinion, at least.
Well, yeah, for a lot of things. Sometimes days just go by too slow.
Well, but I look back when it finally comes to the day of D&D.
Oh yeah.
You're like, oh my god, that went by so quick. Because we'll play D&D in what, 3 weeks here, 2 weeks here. 2
Yeah,
weeks
the 27th.
Something like that. I don't know.
26th.
Those days, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's nice to have that something to look forward to. Like even the weather, it's still shitty today, but like once the weather gets nice, we're gonna go camping again. I'm gonna set up some days to go out and just go camping by myself. Is a lot of fun. You look forward to stuff in the future, like people do it like with vacations.
Yeah, no, I get that.
We just went on our first I went on my first actual vacation. Woohoo!
You went on a plane for the first time. It was
Plane?
Spirit Airlines, by the way.
Plane. It was, honestly, I have nothing to compare it to. It was fine.
Yeah. I mean,
The only sketchy thing, and I assume it's on every plane. We were sitting right on the way there. We were sitting right behind the wing. And I would get motion sickness if I look outside the window, cause, or maybe it was anxiety or whatever. I would see the
motion sickness, anxiety, whatever it was.
Because this will explain it. Because I'm looking out the window, I see the wing, and we hit turbulence. The wing's going like this. I'm like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah. No, not to scare anybody that doesn't like planes, but wings are so floppy. Like, have you ever watched it take off? Like when you're going down the runway, the wing on like a big jet will go.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. That's what we're in the air though. It was like, oh my god.
But I think that's just to keep it like to put the tension on the springy part and not on the part that's actually more solid next to the plane.
I understand it. It's still a little like oh my god, that's creepy. Like something that should be solid.
It's like, has anybody seen Bridesmaids?
No, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're on the plane and she's like, there's a colonial woman on the plane on the wing turning butter. Just freaking out.
I have not seen that.
She's just.
Have you seen that? What that's based on? That joke? If you like the Twilight Zone, because it's like an old. It was like the old show in the Twilight Zone. There was like a gremlin on the wing of a plane, and he keeps like trying to tell everybody that there's this monster on the wing, and it's like tearing it apart. And every time someone looks, it's not there, so they start to think he's crazy, and they're trying to like detain him on the plane. But it ends up it actually is real. And like when he gets off the plane after it lands, there's like a bunch of like scratch marks on the wing of the plane and like panels torn off. But yeah, so I don't know.
Well, and that episode specifically, I think that's William Shatner, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
It's like I've only seen a few episodes of the old Twilight Zone. I have not watched any of the new Twilight Zone with Jordan Peele. But I'm not into horror. But Twilight Zone was always really interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of like Black Mirror, where it's just like it's not always horror. Sometimes it's just like weird. Like there's one where like a girl time travels and like she's like sent back to kill baby Hitler, but then she's like, I can't kill a baby, and like that kind of a thing. And it's like sometimes it's just like weird scenarios, but it's I don't know. Yeah, it's not. I've only seen a couple episodes, but it's okay.
Kill baby Hitler.
Well, and that not to this is kind of changing the subject, but on that topic of killing baby Hitler, I heard a really good thing. It was like, so if you do that though, if you travel back in time, the people at that moment in time are just going to look at you like, you just murdered a baby. What are you doing? Because they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know what that baby's going to grow up to be. So they're like, you just murdered a baby.
In the hypothetical though,
yeah.
You go back to murder baby Hitler. Does you teleport back after that? You're like, I did it.
Well, yeah, you would probably. I would hope so. Otherwise, that's just really weird. Yeah. Otherwise, that's just really weird, and all of a sudden, your generational
Brandon,
family would be really fucked
Brandon,
up.
You read books like this probably. What happens when you kill baby Hitler?
What happens?
What would happen today? What would be different today?
You want me to create a hypothetical different world?
Come on, you've definitely read something like this, have you not?
Not like this, no.
You read something like where if Hitler won.
Yeah.
So just reverse that.
Okay, so what if Hitler was never born?
Or died beforehand? Because he was in World War I, right?
Yeah.
And you got all this shit.
I think, to be perfectly honest with you all, just based off of what I know, fascism would still be pretty prominent in the world, because they won't have the whole...
See how bad it was type of thing?
Yeah, we didn't have the, this is the extreme.
Come on.
And all the fascist
Mussolini?
nations... Well, and fascist countries did stick around for a while, even after he was dead, even after the World War II. But I feel like because the Nazis don't exist, fascism might even be more accepted because they would use that rhetoric to combat communism.
Sure.
So we might even be living in a world that's worse off.
Sure.
Because people would still be persecuted and more persecuted than they are today.
What do you think, technologically, do you think we'd be further, same, or behind? Because I've heard Both.
I could see it where.
Would this podcast be a thing?
Would this podcast be a thing? Yeah. If anything,
We have the old 1950s mic.
no,
No,
I'd say
meters.
we wouldn't be that. If we were behind, we'd probably be in the 80s technology
Think so?
right now. Yeah. We'd only be a few decades.
Well, because I've heard both that war.
Honestly, it's so there's so many butterfly effects that when you're talking about 1920s to today, like over 100 years, it's so hard to talk about. Okay, what would happen here? Well, okay, what would technology be like? Well, and even like what would happen in Germany? Okay, if the fascists don't come to power, if the Nazis don't come to power, who's going to come to power in this extreme time?
Sure.
Well, the second largest extremist group at that time would have been the communists. So then you would have had a communist Germany, and that would have been, or could have had a communist Germany. Now all of a sudden we're talking about all these different hypotheticals. So it's just really hard to tell what could happen.
Well, I've heard like didn't the Civil War drop us back in evolutionary advancement because we were fighting each other type of thing? Like, I know it's not saying not different war, but it's just like because we were fighting each other.
Well, here's the thing about war. Like, I think this is something that people don't really realize is like military technology and war technology, like all this is stuff to do with war, really, in a sad way, also advances society.
Oh yeah, and that's the
You
other
know?
argument. Like that's the other argument because
So, like,
you push harder to discover things, and by mistakes you make. In World War II, we came up with a slinky. I know it's not technologically advanced, but that's what it came from.
now all of a sudden there, yeah.
Yeah.
But like World War One created the
Microwaves.
what?
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, I was like microwaves.
Oh,
that was a military thing.
Yeah, exactly. Or
You
like,
know,
Was it
radio.
actually?
yeah. The person who, Hedy Lamarr, she's an actress. She's an actress, okay, American actress. She, during World War II, created the technology for Wi-Fi.
Huh.
Yeah. And like I mean, obviously Wi-Fi didn't really come around until much later on, but she created the stuff for it.
Really?
Because she was helping the U.S. military. So, you know, so Civil War in terms of technology, a lot of historians will look at the American Civil War as a testing ground for World War One, because towards the end of the Civil War, certain battles, I believe, like the Siege of Vicksburg, was World War One style fighting, trench lines, artillery firing back and forth, you know, where it was just a big siege, you know, and bogged down because nobody could move. So,
And that's when we made tanks.
in World War One, yeah, to answer a question, how can we get through trenches?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, let's drive over them.
yeah. So,
Blow 'em up. That's how.
blow 'em up.
Yeah.
But as your question, what would happen if baby Hitler were killed? Honestly, a number of things could happen. I don't know. It's just too hard to tell. It's
Yeah,
just
I
too
was
hard
gonna
to
say
tell.
'cause it's not like he was the only one who did like really crazy evil things. I mean, we had Stalin, Mussolini, and you know a lot of other people who did some heinous things as well.
Well,
so
Putin.
And like,
would there, you know, without another power in Europe, would they have been able to get into Europe faster and possibly? And you know, it's
Well,
you're right.
and-
It's like it could be way worse, or it could be like honestly, I don't see a world in which it would have turned out like just reality wise. I don't see a world in which like without World War II, the world would be like a way better place. Because like all of those people, you know, still had how many people were following Hitler and stuff like that too, and like they all felt that way still.
I think if World War One ended up differently, this is just my own personal belief based off of what I know. So please do not take this seriously or whatever.
How fucking dare you?
But if World War One had ended differently, I think the world could be in a better place.
Yeah.
In a hypothetical, but it just depends. However, because World War II was more extreme, and even if like Hitler didn't exist, the Nazi Party might still follow the same thing. It's just the reason why Hitler was so crucial was because he was very charismatic, for whatever reason it was, and he just happened to be in the right spot at the right time in a way, because people were like, oh, we'd rather take him than the communists, so let's team up with him. and we can control him. That's kind of the thought. The more right-wing people were like, oh, we can control him, it's fine.
Secret Hitler.
Great job. Didn't happen. So
you should play Secret Hitler.
I love that game.
Have you played that before? Heard of it?
Secret Hitler.
Yeah, right before this podcast, isn't that? Or no, wait.
It's another.
What was that game called?
So I got a game from Kickstarter called I Would Kill Hitler. But
if you say Hitler one more time on this podcast, we're gonna get banned from every platform. They're gonna be like,
Angry Mustache Man. Angry small mustache man. The guy who looks like Charlie Chaplin, but is not Charlie Chaplin.
Did Charlie Chaplin do that because he wanted to make fun of him?
No, Charlie Chaplin had the mustache before he did. That was a style back then. So
Got it. I couldn't remember what.
just it hasn't been a style since. For good reason.
for obvious reasons.
Yeah, for good reason.
Man, I was gonna try to bring that back.
Don't, please don't. Please don't.
What's Secret Hitler?
It's a board game, kind of like cards. You basically have everybody you can play with.
I think you guys did.
You play like 4 to 8 people.
More than that. I think it's like 4 to 12.
No, I think it's 4 to 10 maybe.
Maybe 4 to 10. Funnels did a
4
lot
to
of
10.
people.
Yeah, but they so basically as everybody gets like an idea of who they are.
Identity.
Identity. Thank you.
And it's if you play with max number of players, it's 2 fascists.
3 fascists.
Is it 3?
3 fascists
max.
with 1 Hitler.
With 1 Hitler, and the rest are
Liberals.
And so you're just trying to it's literally just like Poker Face and trying to set up somebody to know to put down cards. So say Brandon and I are playing and you're playing.
It's like a mixture of like putting your poker face on. It's kind of like Among Us. You're trying to figure out who Hitler is.
Yeah.
But but there's like a team of people trying to get Hitler into power, while the other group is trying to stop him.
Hitler doesn't know who the fascists are, but the fascists know who Hitler is by close your eyes, put your arm up type of thing.
Unless you're playing with lower people than everybody, then it's a little different.
Yeah.
But whatever.
But so you try to set people up to where you pick up 3 cards. They say a liberal policy or a fascist policy. There are less fascist policies in this little deck, and you pick up 3 of them.
I think it's liberal actually. I think there are less liberal policies.
And so you pick up 3 of them. It's the chancellor and the president. Is that what it is?
Yep.
The chancellor picks up 3 of them. He discards 1 and then hands 2 to
the president, and then the president makes the final say on the one.
And so you can try to set someone up and be like, I have I'm the chancellor. I see 2 liberals and a fascist. I have
1 liberal and 2 fascists. I get rid of the liberal one and I give them 2 fascist ones.
Yeah. And then I could lie and be like, because no one else sees the cards except for the chancellor and the president until he puts the last one down. I could lie and say I handed him a liberal and a fascist thing, and then now the heat's on Brandon.
Or it's just really accusatory. It's fun.
I like that one so much more than Among Us, because Among Us you have to have a little bit of skill. This one I don't know. I liked it a lot because I just keep playing about it.
Bless you.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean it sounds fun. I mean I think it's really interesting. I mean after all this talk about how heinous the man was, it's just really interesting that we have silly games that we play.
Yes.
A board game that has
Right? It's odd. Well, I mean, we always have a fascination with everything. Even just
There you go, hot dish board games.
well, just a fascination. Look at the Empire in Star Wars or the First Order in Star Wars. They're Nazi-like, they have that aesthetic about them. We've just the way media has puts these aesthetic because they're the most heinous thing that we can think of.
Hot dish podcast talking about Hitler.
We're all over the place today.
and
We really are.
And schooling sucks.
Yeah, get rid of that
And my
pillow,
dog.
Artemis. She was like, frick that pillow. She said, frick both pillows. And ran upstairs. Okay. Anyways.
Okay, boys and girls, it's been an hour.
Has it really?
Yeah.
We're gonna end it on Hitler.
Yeah, I mean, what else can Hitler on? You can end it on your horrific Discord picture.
Yeah, it's gotten really pixelated on my end too.
Luckily enough, I have it cropped off so you cannot see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean my actual like icon?
No, you look fine.
I mean-
I love our
You
Discord
want me-
pictures, by the way. All of ours. I think they're great. Yours is the most innocent.
I change mine quite often.
I
You
haven't
changed
changed mine
yours?
for a while.
I had not. I should.
Oh,
I usually
why?
change.
You don't like ripping big ones?
I love our names. Can you change my name though, please?
Oh, our names. I'm
Oh,
talking about
shit.
pictures. Yeah. What was mine? I don't remember what mine is.
You right now yours is ripping big
Mine's-
ones. I don't remember what it used to be though.
Squeaky farts. I had that one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please change mine because it's too
Not gruesome enough.
no, it's not gruesome, but it's too relevant right now.
What's Putin?
It's Vladimir Putin.
Vladimir Putin. Yeah, because Brandon's sad and he has like a historical photo on his thing. So
I do.
go and he just
It's great.
Vladimir Putin.
It's a meme. It's Karl Marx, but instead of Karl Marx's face, it's Leonardo DiCaprio's face going.
I love all the memes that are going on right now about Putin and stuff like that. And he just like hates them all, wants to be taken down. Like I don't know why.
Oh no! You gotta change that.
I
No.
can't see it. I can't,
No. No. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not saying it.
Alright, we're gonna end the podcast.
Yeah, thank you.
That one's cool. I'm gonna put that embedded in the video.
No,
It's
stop.
YouTube.
Okay.
So and so has entered the chat and just pops up next to Brandon, like at the bottom.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. I'm leaving.
Alright, so thanks you guys for coming. Thank you guys for joining me
Yeah.
on the first episode back of this year. 3 years
Yeah.
later.
Let's see if we'll come back more and more.
Yay! Bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye.